Yo! It is a well-known fact that Hellsing Ultimate is one of my favorite animes, if not favorite. It's kind of a tie between that and Gurren Lagann, but it's fine, whatever. It's one of my favorites. It's definitely top one, maybe tied with Gurren Lagann, but I absolutely love this anime. I love Hellsing Ultimate, like, immensely. So yeah, I've been wanting to do a versus battle type of thing, and I figured doing Alucard would be really fun, and something that I could actually do and know what's going on. So let's start with a little description of what we're going to do and what this challenge is going to be, and then we can go into Alucard's actual stats and everything. First of all, I'm not a power scaler. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm probably going to get a few of these characters wrong, if not all of them, at least a little bit. So, you comment and tell me if I got anything wrong, and I will get it better and actually do some research for the next video if people like this video, this type of video. But yeah, let's get into Alucard's, all of his stats. I'm using end of series Alucard, meaning he has Schrodinger's power. I guess I should explain what that is. It's basically just, you know, the Schrodinger's cat, where it's in the box, but also it's dead in the box, but also alive in the box until you open it. It's kind of like that. He's everywhere and nowhere all at the same time, and he still has all of his regular powers, which is vampirism. He does not get damaged by the sun anymore. He has vampirism, he has super strength, super speed, he can do something called familiars, which is the Baskerville, which is a sick name because the Baskerville hound and everything, which is just these shadowy forms. It's kind of his true form, basically. And then he can also release all of the blood that he's taken in, over the millennia and release it into an ocean of soldiers or just blood in general. So he basically has a massive billions of humans type of army at all times. But I don't know if he still has this, because at the end of the series he had to get rid of all of the blood because Schrodinger was freaking him out so bad that his powers were at least so bad that he had to go into like a catatonic type of hibernation, basically, until he could get rid of all of the souls that resided in him, and it was just him in there. So I'm going to work on the basis that he still has the ability to release all of the souls and the blood he's taken in to create a ocean or army type of thing. But he still has the Schrodinger, just because I think that's what it is at the end of the anime, but I can't really tell. They never really go into like how his powers were affected. We just know that he has Schrodinger's ability and he mastered it at a certain point. So yeah, let's go ahead and talk about who's going to be going up against him. This video is probably going to be least likely to survive at the bottom, all the way up to most likely to survive at the top. So yeah, without further ado, let's just intro, intro, drop it down. Word to your mother. Get into it with Gabriel Van Helsing from hit film Van Helsing. It's been a while since I've actually seen this movie, so yeah, he's basically just a human. He's just Van Helsing. He has some high-tech devices for his time and stuff, but he is just Van Helsing. I know he's also Gabriel, like the angel, apparently. I read over it. Like I said, it's been a while since I've watched this. I just thought it would be cool to have someone named Van Helsing in this. And yeah, he probably won't be doing much against Alucard in general. The vampires he fights are not on Alucard's level whatsoever. Speed, strength, literally anything wise. But yeah, I just thought it would be cool to have a Van Helsing on here. I don't know, sue me, man. I don't know what you want from me. There are a few characters like this that are just hunters, and the other ones actually have high-tech devices and stuff, so yeah, I don't know. This is just someone that probably would not survive very long. He'd probably be eaten by Baskerville. I mean, he might not even need Baskerville. I think the guns would probably do him in. He didn't show any actual speed feats that would mean that he would be able to dodge bullets or anything, so I mean, I don't know. I might be completely wrong about this one. Like I said, I haven't seen this in a while, but yeah, as of right now, this man would not survive very long against Alucard. Next up, we have Blade from the films. I'm not doing the comic books because, yeah, comic books are, I'm going to say this as nicely as possible. I'm a huge comic book fan. I love comic books. I love Blade comics in general. Like, I think Blade is super cool, but they have no consistent writing whatsoever. In one, Blade will be able to kill an ancient vampire god. In another, he'll barely be able to take down a group of small vampires, and in another, he'll be able to kill a literal celestial. If you don't know what celestials are in the Marvel universe, look it up. I might make a video about what they are and everything, but yeah, yeah, Blade is just really inconsistent in everything except these movies, so we're using the movies. And plus, I absolutely love the movies. These movies are absolutely sick. If you haven't seen these movies, please watch them all. I think there's 3. Yeah, there's 3. There's Blade, Blade 2, and Blade Trinity. Some amazing movies. Wesley Snipes is the only Blade that I want to see on screen, to be honest. He's the best one. But this isn't a Blade video. This is a versus video. So, what are Blade's power feats in the actual movies? The movies, he is a little bit faster than bullets. He is strong enough to break through concrete, and a few other pretty good superhuman feats. And he has guns, which, I mean, guns are pretty fast. So, yeah, let's talk about how he would do against Alucard. Alucard would probably absolutely decimate this poor guy. I think he has a lot better weaponry than Van Helsing from the movie. And I think the solar grenade things that he has in Blade Trinity and the second one, I'm pretty sure, where he uses it in the tunnel, will absolutely help maybe blind Alucard and give him a second to actually come up with a plan. But as far as the silver and the sunlight and everything hurting him, Alucard doesn't have that weakness anymore, or ever, to be honest. So, I mean, yeah, it's kind of just it kind of sucks for Blade because this isn't a vampire like he's ever gone against, and in the movies he just does not have the speed or strength to survive what Alucard is going to come at him with. It's probably going to be Blade comes at him really fast and strong, and Alucard thinks that he's like a real vampire like him, and brings out Baskerville automatically, like he did to the one of the twins that tried to take down the Helsing estate in one of the episodes of Helsing Ultimate. And that's probably what's going to happen, like, exactly. But yeah, he's going to get put down pretty fast, unless he can get out of there and get a good plan. But I don't know what type of plan could stop Alucard, to be honest. And with the Schrodinger power, we never really get to see, in the anime at least, I don't know what it shows in the manga, but we never really get to see any actual feats of what his Schrodinger power can do, so he might just be able to go and find him automatically, even if he does run away. We know he's everywhere all at once, but we don't know if he's omnipotent. I don't really think he is, but he might be, is the problem. But yeah, Blade is, like, pretty easily dispatched of. He'd probably put up a pretty good fight. If it was episode 1 Alucard, I think it would probably be a really, really fun fight to watch. Just really cool to see, but even then it would end pretty fast. Okay, next up we have Trevor Belmont. Trevor Belmont is the character from the Castlevania anime. We're using the anime, not the game. I do not know enough about the game's lore and stuff to talk about that, but there are a few video game characters on this. Just rest assured, my dude. But yeah, Trevor Belmont uses a lot of holy weapons. Doesn't really do anything against Alucard. Like, he isn't weak to it or anything like a normal vampire would be. But if it has any special effect, like slow or anything like that, it would work on it. I know I'm talking about this like it's video game effects, but it kind of is, even in the anime. It has certain effects on people and stuff. I think if he had his the magician girl with him, it would probably be a lot more fair. But I wanted to keep it with one person, just one character versus him. Yeah, Trevor Belmont is honestly kind of faster than Blade in the movies, it looks like, with his speed feats and everything. It looks like he might be stronger than him too. I don't think he's physically stronger, but he's done more strength-based things than the movie Blade. The problem with the Marvel movies and stuff is that they don't go full on comic book with it until like the later in the MCU and stuff. And Blade is more realistic, if that makes sense. And he's kind of a nerfed version of Blade, basically. But Trevor Belmont is that dude, honestly. He takes down entire armies of vampires, demons. He kills Dracula himself. But honestly, I don't think it's good enough. He isn't fast enough or strong enough. I think his speed would probably be what Alucard might have a problem with, except for the fact that a lot of the enemies he fights are probably a lot faster than Trevor, like, in general. Walter is honestly probably faster with his attacks than Trevor Belmont is. I should have said this before I started this section, but I've only seen to where Trevor kills death, like not death itself, but that's another thing. It's not death itself, it's a vampire that feeds off of death. It's just another parasite. And they literally say that in the show, but people still act like he's killing death itself, which I don't know, to each their own, I guess, but it literally says that it's not death, it's just a parasite that feeds off of death, which is still impressive. I think that thing might have a chance against Alucard, but even then, I think Alucard might just absolutely decimate it. I think Belmont could probably take him down enough, like from the first stage all the way up to the army, to where he would have to bust out his army. I think that's probably how it would go. Except Trevor, I mean, could he dodge a bullet? I can't remember any time that he dodges anything that's as fast as a bullet, but we'll go ahead and say that he gets away, he survives the bullets and everything, and Alucard has to bust out the army. I think he would honestly probably have a better chance against the army of regular vampires than he would against, like, Alucard, to be honest, because he easily takes out smaller vampires and just armies of demons and stuff. Like, it is genuinely pretty easy for him, but he also has teammates with him fighting alongside him while he's doing that, so maybe he couldn't even take out the army. But my point is, he would definitely last longer than Blade from the movies, and I mean, my boy deserves some respect. He could definitely hold his own against Alucard's army whenever it comes out, and once he gets to Alucard as a whole, he'd probably get eaten. Next up on the chopping block is Jesse Rintier from Evil West. This is a very good video game. If you have not played it, please go and play it. It's about a secret organization thing that hunts vampires and some other creatures like werewolves and stuff. It is a very, very enjoyable game, and it has a really cool, really badass main character named, Jesse Rintier, like I'm talking about. Obviously, come on, stay on the program. Let's go. He's basically just a normal human with a higher than normal durability, higher than normal speed, and higher than normal strength, but he's not super, I guess. He does have some very, very good technology, though. That lightning gauntlet that he has on his arm does a whole bunch of different stuff, and the shotgun that he has, or what's called a rifle. His rifle is very good. It has some lightning abilities, some stuff like that. This is probably one that is going to get further than most just because of his equipment. Like, I mean, it's pretty good with, like, the gauntlet and everything, but this is also someone who isn't as high-tech as Alucard with his guns and everything, and he just doesn't have enough strength or anything like that. He definitely has a lot of actual experience fighting vampires and stuff like that, but the tricks and stuff like that for normal vampires in his world just won't work on Alucard. And honestly, he's never seen anything like Alucard. The strongest vampire that he fights is the main boss, obviously, and it just doesn't compare to Alucard whatsoever. I think Jesse Rintier, if they ever made a sequel or something, they could probably give him a lot better gear and stuff like that. But I think that he could probably take him then. But right now, as he is in this game, he's not taking Alucard. I'm pretty sure Alucard would just finish him off in his first form. The entire organization that he works for would have a better time doing it, but I mean, this isn't really a versus battle between his organization or the organization he works with and Alucard. So yeah, this is yet another one that kind of gets killed fairly easily, but definitely tries to put up a really good fight. Next up is Victor Vran, another video game character that comes to us from the game named Victor Vran, obviously. Come on, stay up to date on your stuff, man. Victor Vran is a demon hunter that throughout the game and the three DLCs fights vampires in the first main game, and then there is also a DLC where he fights succubi, demons, minotaurs, a whole bunch of other stuff. He goes to the demon realm in one of the DLCs, but let's go ahead and go over this DLC first. His main stats throughout all of the DLCs and everything is fast enough to dodge lasers. That's impressive. He rolls and dodges them. He is strong enough to, well, I'll get to the strength feats whenever we get to it. And he is basically equipped with multiple potions, multiple dangerous items, just a whole bunch of stuff. He has multiple different types of weapons. He has swords, axes, hammers, and shotguns, all of which that do different things. And he also has guitars that shoot electricity and other things like that. As far as his strength feats go, I'm going to go ahead and say that his best strength feats, as far as just pure brute force goes, is most likely whenever he fought Snaggletooth, which is a massive kaiju-sized small kaiju-sized metal monstrosity that Lemmy once used as a protector, but was corrupted by the Queen of the Damned. Now, I think that this is a pretty impressive feat because Snaggletooth is absolutely massive and throws meteors, basically meteors, and can also, run at you really fast and everything like that, which, I mean, come on, it's just basic giant monster type of stuff, and he took it down fairly easily. And as far as the actual feats go, I'd say that all of the main bosses in the DLCs gradually get higher whenever it comes to their strength and hacks abilities and everything. The first one is a vampire that can heal himself with the blood around him, and you have to kill the people that he's siphoning before you can kill him, which is kind of like Alucard's ability, but also Alucard's ability is at a way, way higher degree than that type of ability. So, yeah, definitely not as good as that, but you know what I mean. And then the second DLC, he fought the contract keeper, which is the person who kept his demon contract. And yeah, he's a demon that lives in the soul realm. I mean, I don't. It's pretty impressive. I don't have any actual full-on stats for him, so I'm just gonna go ahead and say that he's probably, he's normal demon power level. I don't know. He didn't put up that big of a fight. And the final demon that he fought was the Queen of the Damned, which is the boss in the Motorhead DLC, which is one of the best DLCs you'll find in any game ever. I love this game so much. I am trying to find any reason to talk about this game, like, in every single video. Come on, this is such a good game. You need to play it. It's like a Diablo clone, except it's better than all of the Diablo games. But, like I was saying, the Queen of the Damned is exactly what it says. She's the queen of all the succubi and everything that's in that universe at that time. Yeah, there's not really any full-on stats for her, but she has a lot of hacks abilities. She has shields for herself. She has healing herself. She can teleport through blood and other means. She has multiple minions all over the place. There's a lot of stuff. And you have to kill. It's kind of like the vampire boss fight where you have to kill people so that she won't have the shield anymore. So I'd say the Queen of the Damned maybe is as strong as Alucard's base form whenever he is using Baskerville. I think that's probably where she sits as far as that goes, or maybe right before he starts using his familiars. I'd say that that's for certain. And then maybe whenever he's using Baskerville, but I think Queen of the Damned alone is probably about base form Alucard level. Even with all of her hacks and everything, I think Alucard could probably take her down fairly easily, especially with Baskerville. So she sits somewhere around there, and he took her out fairly easily. He had to fight through an entire army and everything, but he got to her eventually and just wiped her out fairly easily. So I'm thinking with all of his stats, all of his hacks abilities, I haven't even talked about his hacks abilities. Let's get into that. There are multiple demon abilities that he has, and he can hold 2 at a time. Some of them slow the enemy, some of them heal himself, some of them do, there's multiple things. Some of them just straight up damage, some of them drop down magical artifacts and stuff. Like there's one that just drops an anvil on people, one that drops a giant base whatever it's called, base mic with a skeleton grooving on top of it, and it damages and debuffs enemies. There are multiple examples of all of the just insane abilities that these demon powers have. And yeah, I think that the demon powers would definitely have to carry him like through this. I think that Alucard would absolutely wipe him out without the demon abilities, but the fact that he is fast enough to dodge lasers, strong enough to, you know, kill Snaggletooth and everything like that, and apparently, like, you can kill Snaggletooth without even using demon powers, which I know there's a difference between gameplay and actual, like, lore-wise power scaling, but even, like, I'm pretty sure lore-wise power scaling, everything that I've looked into, it looks like he could probably take out Alucard. Like, gameplay-wise, he could definitely take out Alucard. He would definitely be, like, holding on to the demon powers as a crutch, but other than that, I mean, he could probably take him just by dodging the bullets and everything, because, I mean, he just rolls. That's literally, he does like a Dark Souls roll and dodges stuff. So, I mean, honestly, I think he could probably take out Alucard. Well, okay, he could definitely take out Alucard whenever he brings out his army. He'd probably just wipe out his entire army fairly quickly, just because every single like area you go into, there's like a thing that says kill 1,000 enemies or 50 enemies or whatever. So I mean, he could probably wipe out the entire army in like a day, the less than a day, probably like an hour. Like he is absolutely wrecking these enemies, and I can say with 100% certainty that some of the enemies in Victor Vran are definitely scale higher than the army that Alucard has. So I think he would definitely just wipe out that entire army, and then whenever he gets to Alucard might actually finally be killed by a human if he kills him. But if it's Alucard with Schrodinger, there's not really... Well, he does have the prison. He has a demon power that's just a prison. I don't know if that would hold him in place like multiversal or universal style, because Alucard, as far as it goes with the Schrodinger power, is universal. He is everywhere and nowhere all at the same time. He's universal. He's not multiversal or anything, but he's definitely universal with his where he is and everything, and how good his healing factor is now. But I don't know, honestly. Like, Schrodinger was shot in the head, but just went through the panels and went to a different time and was alive again. So I mean, you know, it's kind of weird with Alucard after Schrodinger, but before Schrodinger, I think Victor Vran could genuinely put him down. Like, if he had to, it would be definitely a specific circumstances, but if Alucard brought out his army and everything like that, Victor Vran would probably just eat through them all and then get Alucard down with just his demon powers and shotgun, sword, literally everything. He would have to use everything, but he could take him down. And he has healing potions. I mean, come on. If he gets damaged, he'll just drink a healing potion and stuff like that. So I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure Victor Van could probably take him down. I don't see how he would take him down if it was Schrodinger Alucard, but if it was just regular Alucard with the army and everything, then Victor definitely clears. And last but definitely not least is Hellboy. After I just glazed Victor Van for that long, I know some of you are probably like, wait, is Hellboy really that much more powerful than him? Kind of. I don't think his speed matches Victor at all because he's literally faster than Beam of Light, which is pretty fast, just in case you didn't know that. But Hellboy has some insane durability. He is completely bulletproof. He has some really, really good regen. He got stabbed right through the torso and still survived and healed pretty fast, like faster than any human would at least. And he has some weird magic, especially whenever he goes into his true demon form, but I'm going to stick with this form for now. His gun is absolutely massive and would deal a pretty big punch to Alucard, and that Fist of Doom is kind, or the right hand of doom, whatever, is kind of absolutely treacherous to deal with. And honestly, I don't know. Alucard would definitely have to bust out freaking Baskerville to deal with Hellboy, but I don't think Baskerville would be fast enough to get him. And I'm pretty sure Hellboy could punch Baskerville because the man grabs spirits like nonstop. So I don't know. I don't think Baskerville is fast enough to catch Hellboy or anything. And honestly, I'm pretty sure Hellboy is yet another one that could absolutely just gollywomp the army that Alucard busts out in jolly old England or whatever. And I'm pretty sure Hellboy could probably beat the crap out of base Alucard after the ocean and everything. I don't know if the bullets would deal extra damage to him because Hellboy, unlike Alucard, actually takes like damage from silver and holy items. So that gun might be a problem for Hellboy, but also he's bulletproof, like completely. So I mean, I don't think he would really have to deal with it that much. So he could definitely take out the army. He could probably take out Alucard after he's given out the army and everything. But this is just another one where the Schrodinger ability screws everyone because he's everywhere all at the same time. He's an evil bastard, and I hate him. He's everywhere all at the same time. And if I make another video like this, I'm gonna have to bust out some actual heavy hitters whenever it comes to this, because if you're not universal or something that can stop someone else from being universal, you're screwed. Because this man just won't stay down. Because if you kill him, just like I said earlier, Schrodinger shoots himself in the head and then just goes to another panel of the manga or a different scene in the anime and just says, "Oh, I'm back," and he's back. The cat boy won't die, and neither will Alucard now. So yeah, Hellboy could probably take down Alucard's army and Alucard, but if he gets Schrodinger, he's screwed. Now, demon form Hellboy, with his electrokinesis and whatever fire kinesis is called, pyrokinesis, there we go, I'm a genius, and pyrokinesis could probably deal some actual damage. Alucard has never been shown to be faster than lightning or anything like that, so I mean, he could just kill him over and over. He could, there's not very much else he could do. He could definitely kill him in either form whenever he's going against him, just because, he's just built different, to be honest. His speed doesn't really match Alucard's, because Alucard is just a little bit faster than Hellboy, but his strength is way higher than Alucard's, and the right Fist of Doom is definitely going to help out, just because, getting hit by that enough times is going to kill anything. But I'm pretty sure Hellboy is either the top, where he's definitely going to survive and definitely going to kill him and his entire army, or closer to the bottom, because Hellboy is kind of weird like that. He has some good hacks abilities and stuff like that, but he doesn't really use them very much. Some of them he has to be in his true demon form to use, and he's been shown to be super strong, but also been shown to be hurt by some things that you wouldn't think would hurt him. Yeah, overall, I'm gonna put him at the top of this list. But just keep in mind, he might be lower sometimes in the comics, just because it fluctuates sometimes. But yeah, he's definitely top right now. If you want to see another video like this, then leave a like, subscribe, do all of that type of stuff. Comment and tell me who you think should be at the top and who should be at the bottom, because some of these characters I don't really know that much about, and some of them I didn't even use. Gerald is on this picture, and I did not use him just because I want to research him a little bit more before I do it. The only Witcher game I have played is Witcher 3. Okay? Calm down. Stop it. You're getting your pitchforks and torches out way too quickly. Stop it. But other than all of that insanity, I like, subscribe, tell me, I just said that, my god, you people need to keep me on track, Jesus. Do all that stuff, and tell me if you want to see another video like this. If you do, I'll do another Alucard video, or literally anything else. A video about Tekken Topa Gurren Lagann would be sick, and whether someone could survive the giant mech and everything. That would actually be something. I would have to get characters that are only universal, but that would be cool, okay? Man, Marvel Celestials versus Gurren Lagann would be sick. But that's besides the point. Do all of the stuff that I've told you to do, and you'll have 2.5 years of good luck. And then 1 year of bad luck. It's kind of a give and take type of thing. You know how it is. But yeah, like, subscribe. Tell me all your thoughts on this. And I don't know. Just, as always, stay skibbity.